Welcome, folks. I'm Jaby Koay, joined by Achara Kirk.
What's up?
Randomly, on this Monday, Marvel has decided to drop the Loki trailer, and here we have it. Loki's time has come. Watch the brand new trailer for Loki and start streaming the Marvel Studios original series June 11th on Disney+.
Woo!
All right, so let's jump into this.
I know what this place is.
The timekeepers have built quite the circus. And I see the clowns are playing their parts to perfection.
Big metaphor guy. I love it. Makes you sound super smart.
I am smart.
I know.
Okay.
Oh, kitty.
Please sign to verify this is everything you've ever said.
This is absurd.
Sign this too.
What is that?
This is absurd.
Oh,
We protect the proper flow of time. You picked up the Tesseract, breaking reality. I want you to help us fix it.
oh my gosh.
Why me?
I need your unique Loki perspective.
Do I get a weapon?
Yeah.
You really believe in this
Oh.
Loki variant?
Luckily, he believes in himself enough for the both of us.
Oh my god.
It is adorable that you think you could possibly manipulate me.
Uh-oh.
10 steps ahead of you.
You're not big on trust, are you?
You can trust me.
Loki, I've studied almost every moment of your entire life. You've literally stabbed people in the back like 50 times.
Why never do it again?
The title's starting to make way more sense now. They showed you this moment in the trailer with this line and these deviations in the timeline. I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be crazy. It's almost like, I mean, this is a terrible comparison, but it's like Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. You ever see that show? It's a variant of the show Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah.
But there was a Fox 11 show called, or Fox, over here it's Fox 11, called Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. And she'd go back in time and screw stuff up. These two people would have to go back and fix it every time. Here, I don't know what exactly he screwed up, obviously, but to go back and have to like resolve each of those points in time that he sort of messed with, I guess. I'm not exactly sure. Y'all who like are reading every goddamn thing obviously know more than we do. I'm just gleaning what I can from the trailers because that's how I like to do it. It would seem that he did a couple of jumps that screwed up a lot of different points in time.
Right, and it seems like they're just, teaming up with him to use his unique abilities in order to rectify matters. But what I thought was interesting about that was just the whole idea of the multiverse, right? Because it looks like they're setting it up. So that's going to be able to explain crossovers and how cool stuff happens like that.
Well, what I'm wondering about is if it was only Loki that was messing with the timeline, or if other things, such as Tony Stark's time machine, messed with the timeline in such a way that they would imagine Loki has the power to help them to resolve some of these conundrums that have come up.
I mean, I don't think it's all Loki's fault, like you said.
Right.
It's just like they happened to capture him and then they can use him to fix this. But I think what's really fun is the relationship between, it's Owen Wilson, right?
Owen Wilson.
Yeah, I always get their names mixed up. So yeah, the relationship between those two is going to be really fun. Once again, it seems like Marvel is doing that kind of buddy cop situation, how we're having in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right? But with Loki, because it's Loki and he is the god of mischief, it's like you can't trust him. It's like what Owen Wilson said. You literally stabbed people in the back about 50 times now, and he's like,
Right. The interesting thing is just how we've been, kind of stacking like WandaVision and then the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and now this. And I think likewise, the scale of production value goes up as well. WandaVision was smaller, in my opinion, compared to The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And then from there, we'll jump into this, which is like huge.
It's bananas,
that's what was kind of blowing me away, is just the scale of everything and how big it was. Because in order to show just like how much things have gone awry is, quite expensive. It's just ridiculous. Like that city landscape shot and all the different places they go to, even the location of, I don't know what that place is called. You know what I'm almost getting reminded of? It's because we just watched it as Umbrella Academy, because the whole thing in Umbrella Academy was keeping time.
The antagonists in the Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, because they had that location, which they were the timekeepers to make sure things went a
timeline.
Yeah, a certain way. And so this this company that Loki is now part of against his will, it almost reminds me of that.
You know what's really funny though, in both of these cases, it's like it seems like the location that is in charge of keeping track of the timeline always picks a really funky timeline to set their office in. Because in the Umbrella Academy, it was this really, what was it, like a 50s vibe?
Yes.
And then here you've got this really retro 70s vibe with all of the circles and the weird looking TVs and stuff like that. It's really cute.
One of the things that we were all really, really hoping for with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, again, this show is only halfway through, so we don't know the rest of it yet. But one of the things we were really hoping for is that cool bond between the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that kind of Lethal Weapon sort of thing. And so far, it's kind of there, but it has yet to really, really show itself as I get why these two are together. Riggs and Murtaugh, or Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. I forgot their names. I forgot their respective names in the rush hour of the movie. Here, I'm more than anything just excited for Loki. Owen Wilson is icing on the cake, because the main driving force is the comedy and just the behavior, the mannerisms of Loki, and I feel like that's a really strong driving force.
Yes.
So even if the bond with Owen Wilson isn't the most successful, Loki is so interesting by himself that I think we'll be all right. But hopefully their bond is strong and they play off of each other really, really well, and that's, there's comedy within that makes it fun. And I feel like the comedy here is a little bit more justified, because in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they're diving into some really deep, real territory within our own, IRL. That's a little bit harder of a balancing act to jump back and forth between comedy and real world concepts that we are still currently dealing with.
And you think they're not going to be able to manage to sneak in a real world concept or two, even though this is super high concept?
I feel like this is going to go more
fantasy?
I might be wrong, but I feel like this is going to go more full-blown fantasy. It's going to be more focused on the fun adventure than anything else. Almost like, maybe this is a stupid comparison, but almost like Thor Ragnarok. That was just pure fun. It was just pure joy. And I feel like that this is more along the lines of that, if anything. The flashing title at the end, that to me is representative of the different timelines that Loki would exist in, or the different forms of that Loki might have taken in each of these timelines. I'm a little bit confused by that. I have a conceptual understanding of there are variants, and that's why you're seeing different Loki logos. But yeah, but I don't know exactly what that means as far as Loki's concerned. Is he a different person in each of these timelines and is looked at a different way?
Yeah, when you start talking about timelines and going back into the past or into the future, it gets a little bit confusing, because the question is, are you the same person every time you wind up in a different timeline and you affect it in a different way?
Well, in one of the commercials that we saw, he shows up and has his arms up, and then everyone points their guns at him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so that's not Owen Wilson's crew. That's people from that timeline who don't like Loki in that particular timeline, I would imagine. Shot in the dark here, it's all conjecture at this point, but that's sort of the idea I'm getting from this, and that's why you're seeing the different Loki logos, is because he's treated differently in each of these timelines. This will all start to make sense in June, but it's just fun to sort of explore what the possibilities are. You guys, please elucidate if you got some better information in the comments below, and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon, all notifications, please. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
Achara Kirk.
Peace out.